Have you been feeling really off recently? Very irritable, maybe zombie-like? Like when you do things, you have a lag time going in your mind before you're able to actually respond to a question? Are you sore? Does it feel like you had the flu a while back ago, even though you never had the flu? Does your body feel achy like you just ran recently when you haven't been doing any kind of running for exercise? You might be dealing with physical burnout and overexhaustion. And this is one that can be really hard to accommodate as a homemaker, especially if you're a homemaker with a small village. Hi, I'm Josephine. This is my channel, The Versatile Housewife, and this is part of my little mini series on burnout. I've already talked about mental burnout, and today we're going to talk about physical burnout. And at some point, I'll be mentioning emotional burnout, but physical burnout can be really hard to deal with, especially if you are a new parent and if you have a small village. I moved out of state from my hometown, and I also don't live anywhere near my in-laws either. I have recently made some friends locally, but a lot of them are busy, and with the way that my husband's work schedule is, even when he does get to help, it's not quite as much help as what my body really needs. And I think anyone who is a single parent or who also has a husband with a job that has them away, you'll understand the times where you are kind of on your own. There's a few things that you can do to help make yourself more comfortable, but the biggest thing is rest. And if your children aren't sleeping, and if you are constantly up and down having to be on top of things, it can be really hard to deal with it when you have to. To some extent, you have to do at least some bare minimum cleaning up. And you also have to take care of your children. They need to be clean, fed, and they have to go to their things. So if they have doctor's appointments, extracurriculars that you've signed them up for, you have to take care of that. And if you are a working parent, you obviously have to go to work too. So taking them to daycare or wherever they need to go to school, and then you have to work and come home. It can be really tough to manage feeling very physically exhausted, but there are a few things though that I have found to help when I am starting to become very uncomfortable. For starters, even just taking the time to cook can be effort, and something that you can do to help is if you are able to just double up every time you cook and slowly meal prep in the background. If you can't take a full day to meal prep, just make extra servings, put a few extras in the fridge or freezer. This is small. This is not like a big meal prepping day. If you can't manage that, because that also takes more time than you have, I understand. But sometimes just doubling a recipe can make the world of a difference. It can also help get you on the schedule, because then the next day, maybe all you have to do is reheat the food and you don't have to finish cooking. Meal prepping is very important to helping out your future self. So the idea is you're saving time so you have a little bit more sit down time. And another thing related to cooking in terms of when you have to actually be on your feet is adding some cushion to your feet. So somewhere like in a laundry room, in a kitchen, having anti-fatigue mats can really help. The PVC plastic, is it PVC? The ones that are nice, thick, easy to clean up, not the little thin cloth ones, those can help immensely in just relieving some of the pain off your feet if you have to stand and do things. I have those, and I only more so recently got them since I had surgery, and standing up can be uncomfortable. I wish I had had them when I was pregnant. If I could go back in time and prioritize doing things like getting those, I would, if I could go back and change it. And oh well, here we are today. I didn't do that. But another thing that you can do if you don't have those, and this is what I had done instead, is having thick socks, having house slippers, cushioned indoor shoes. Things like that can really help take some of the pressure off if you have been on your feet so much that you are just in pain. And this happens to me. Leg pain. I have experienced leg pain to the point where I can't even sleep. It's so uncomfortable, and I have to draw a bath, take Tylenol or ibuprofen to be able to handle it. And we want to avoid getting to that point, because again, if you're that much in pain, it's going to be hard to sleep, which is how you're going to get rest in. One of the biggest ways that you'll get restorative rest in. So meal prepping, cushion to your feet. And another thing that can really help with fatigue is having some kind of wind down routine, even for yourself. And now this one might be very mentally infuriating if it's constantly interrupted, but doing something like drawing a bath for yourself, or Learning to be able to massage your own feet. This can help a lot. As much as sometimes a foot rub can be really, really refreshing when someone like a spouse can do it. Not everyone has a spouse at night, not all the time, or you're single, or your spouse is not comfortable doing that for you. Learning to provide your own foot rub can really help alleviate discomfort and pain from your feet. And happy feet and happy legs are very important. But this is where you can also get a little bit into aromatherapy. You could have tea, you could have a decaf coffee, you could have water with electrolytes, just something as you're winding down for the night. You could play music for yourself, listen to an audiobook, audio Bible, anything like that to help you wind down. You can have a diffuser going, fragrance candle, and just give yourself a moment. Either you're going to take that bath or you're going to massage your feet or both. And to some extent, this may seem like a little bit of sacrifice to going to sleep, but if you're watching this video and you are watching it all the way through, there's a really decent chance that you've experienced such pain from being active all day that you can't just fall asleep. I've been there, and even if I want to just go to sleep, sometimes I need that warm bath to somehow like alleviate a level of pain before I'm able to even go to sleep. This is something that can also help with mental burnout, just kind of taking your mind off of things and focusing on caring for yourself. But in a very physical sense, warm water can do a lot for you. Aromatherapy can do a lot for you. And learning to massage your sore muscles can do a lot for you. Just massaging the foot in general. Another thing that can contribute to physical exhaustion is not eating enough or not eating right. If you are doing a lot of demanding tasks that are very physically demanding, you might be eating the appropriate amount of calories. You may not be eating enough protein. I dealt with this with my last baby. I was just getting really tired. In general, I wasn't eating enough calories to be able to successfully nurse him and fuel myself. I didn't realize, for whatever reason with my last baby, I needed to be in the mid 130s in terms of pounds to be able to have a healthy milk supply. So once I learned that, it made it easier. But not only that, I was starting to do lots of projects around the house again. Like I somewhat restored my front porch. I was getting rotten boards replaced and sanding everything and drilling railing pieces back in. And normally I'm very good because I love exercising about this kind of thing, but I really wasn't eating enough protein. So sometimes just paying attention to your diet. This is not to tell anyone to gain weight or lose weight. It's more so if you are very fatigued and you feel brain fog and your body is not recovering, you may not be eating enough calories. You also may not be eating the right level of macros. So, fat, carbs, protein, and also micronutrients. So when we are very busy and we are prioritizing taking care of our household, the home, the kids, garden, animals, going places, fulfilling obligations, there's a lot of opportunity there to miss eating properly. So even if you are someone who's like, yeah, but I bring snacks with me when I go out, what are the snacks? And are they enough to fully also help with malnutrition? Because we have a big issue in this country with a lot of empty calories. You could be malnourished. So I try to take a multivitamin every day. I find that helps me. I'm not sure what your personal needs are. This is something where you know your diet. I am not a nutritionist. This is just something that I am aware of, and it seems a level of common sense in terms of if you are having a diet that's lacking in certain things. Our bodies need all kinds of vitamins and minerals. And if you want more information on this kind of thing, you're going to have to do your own research as well as maybe talk to your own doctor about this sort of thing. But to some extent, I do kind of err on the side of this is somewhat common sense. When you are not fueling yourself right or enough, it kind of suffers. So when you put in a high performance sports car, you put the 87 gas in as opposed to the 93 octane, it's going to have a little bit of a hard time. So we need to be fueling ourselves well, but it's very hard as the primary caregiver to sometimes take the time to take care of ourselves. And I know I personally do not like to eat when I'm stressed out. I know I don't like to make myself a nice meal. So if I am eating, it might be a protein bar. Okay, cool. So I got a little bit of protein in it, but that's not fulfilling these other things I need. I need fiber. I need vitamins A, B, C, and D. I need magnesium. There's all kinds of things that we need. We need healthy fats, omegas, and you might not be getting that if you are just snacking throughout the day in a hurried state, or you're just not eating because there's just too much going around to do it. So these are some of the things that I have found to help me that I'm sharing here. And if you have any other suggestions in the comments section, things that have helped you that you are willing to share, you can just write it down below. I'd love to read other ideas. But in this video, again, meal prepping, but on a small scale, just doubling up recipes to just kind of help yourself the next day. Be able to add cushioning either in your house through mats or by actually having cushioned shoes in your house when you have to stand up and you can't not stand. To be able to take the time to wind down, have a wind down routine, especially if you've gotten to the point where there is so much physical exertion that you are in pain. And for a lot of us, you know, there's not really a sacrifice of sleep because you might be dealing with kids who have a sleep regression, bad dreams, things of that matter. Just taking some time, also maybe doing things like bath, your own massages, just alleviate some of the achiness, and also to be able to fuel yourself properly with good nutrition and the right kinds of food. I hope that these 4 tips were helpful, and if you're in a season of life where you are just unable to get rest, that it is short, there is an end to this, or it's a little cyclical. So having had 3 kids, I know at least with bad sleep and sleep regressions, either bad sleep because of heartburn while pregnant, newborns after the case, and then sleep regressions related to growth spurts, especially the milestone ones. Like the 8-month sleep regression is one of the worst. But I hope some of these tips were helpful when you are stuck in those seasons of time. And thank you for making it to the end. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, but also random variety of things like crafts, staying motivated with completing projects by handling them chunks at a time, and occasionally something random. It's the versatile housewife. There's a lot going on here. Please subscribe. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.